Okay, guys, welcome to my new series, Adoption is Not for the Weak. When I tell you adopting kids is not for the weak, I mean it. It's a good thing to do when you adopt kids. And me adopting a sibling group of 5, whew, I know the story. So tune in and listen to my series, Adoption is Not for the Weak. So first, to tell you about myself, my name is Dee. I have 3 biological sons. Now they're 44, 34, and 33. And I adopted a sibling group of 5 at the time. Well, 3 first. They were 1, 2, and 3. Then I got the other 2 siblings from the hospital at 2 days old. So this is going to be an intense story. And maybe it'll help somebody. Maybe somebody is going through this right now. And maybe it'll give you ideas. And I also share the issues that come with adopting and raising someone else's kids. Now, the kids I got, like I said, they were 1, 2, and 3. And now they are 18, 20, 21, 22, and 16. Now I have some stories for you guys about adoption. And just like I said before, it's not for the weak. 3 of the kids had issues. 2 of them was quote unquote normal. But normal is not normal when it comes to adoption. I'm not trying to deter anybody from adopting kids. I'm just trying to let you know some of the things that come with adopting them. There is a lot of ups and downs in adoption. Some highs, some lows. But the main thing is you have to know, no matter how good you bring them up, no matter how you raise them like they're your own, once they get to a certain age, the point always comes out that you're not my mom. Or when they get grown, you really didn't do anything for me. Unless you have some exceptionally grateful kids. Well, that wasn't the case with mine. So when I start my story and tell you all of the ups and downs that I went through as an adoptive parent, I'm just going to give you a little insight on how it really goes. So, to begin, I started when I was about 41. I was into foster care first. And then I got a sibling group of 3. They were 1, 2, and 3, like I said. And then I got the siblings. I was doing foster care. And I had them for over 2 years. So after 2 years, they became adoptable. Now, I did keep in contact with their parents, and I did let their parents see them on holidays and different special days. Until the parents start asking me for groceries, money, different stuff like that. So I was like, no, I'm taking care of your kids. I'm not going to be taking care of you too. So and with the advice of the social worker, once they became adoptable, said, you need to cut that part of their life off and let them begin their new life with you guys. So they began their new life with me and my husband. I cut the parents off. And I said once they got older, I would tell them about their parents. I kept pictures, showed them pictures of their parents, and told them they really didn't have to call me mom if they didn't want to. They could call me Miss D. But they chose to call me mom, so they called me mom. Now, growing up as little toddlers, we had little issues like speech. One of them was kind of speech impaired. And then one of them was kind of a slow learner. And then the third one, she was just to herself. She wasn't a slow learner. She was okay. But she was alcohol, what they call it? Alcohol tox, something that you born with when your parent was an alcoholic. Alcohol tox syndrome, something like that. I don't know. I'll leave it in the description box because I can't remember it right now. But anyway, as they were kids, we had the little regular issues, except for, they had therapy and stuff like that. So them being little kids, it was okay. But once they started to be school age children, I'm not going to say their names. I'm just going to call them 1, 2, and 3, and 4 and 5. That's how I refer to them. Okay, so number 1, he was the one with the speech impediment. Number 2 was the slow learner. Number 3 was the alcohol tox baby. Number 4 was emotional baby. And number 5 was pretty normal. Because number 5 had a different father than the other kids. Okay, let me go back to that too. 3 of the kids had the same father. The oldest and the youngest had 2 different fathers. So the youngest was pretty much normal, you can say. But the other ones had issues. Okay, so back to the story. Once they became school age, well, I'm going to say before school age because number 3 in the daycare would fight the teacher, throw chairs at the teacher, hit the teacher, beat up the kids. She was just uncontrollable. So she had emotional issues, behavior issues, and just violent issues. Okay. Number 2, like I said, he was just a slow learner. But as they got older, oh my God, that's when the issues started. I'm going to say about 8, 9, and 10 is when it really start coming to a head. Now, number 1 was really the only issue that he had was the speech. So he was in the speech therapy. Number 3 was the behavior child. No, number 4 is the behavior child. Number 3 she was like a slow learner a little bit too. But she appeared to be pretty normal, but she started getting depressed. She would sit in the closet, close the door, cut the light out, and just act weird. Around 2020, when COVID started, number 3 I would wake up. We would wake up in the morning and go in her room, and she'd be gone. She was just 14 years old. She'd be gone. And everybody will be looking for her. I call the police. We didn't know where she was. And she did that 10 times. Not once or twice. 10 times. And each time she would be gone for different periods of time. The last time she did it, she would leave a note saying she didn't want to be here anymore. And don't look for her and blah, blah, blah. This is when she started putting on Instagram, why you worried about where I am and you ain't even my mama? Now, for a person to raise someone else's kids and treat them like they're their own child, because I raised them like they were mine. Nobody knew they were adopted. When I would say they were adopted, everybody would be so shocked because they were always dressed nice. Hair always done, nails always done. Just, I took good care of these kids. Excellent care. I never was selfish with them, me and my husband at the time. So she would run away and say, "You're not my mom. Why are you worried about me? Blah, blah, blah." Because that's my child and I love her. And I want to know where she is. The last time she ran away, it was 2 weeks she was gone. I was posting her picture on Facebook, Instagram, trying to find out where she was. And I think it was because of COVID, because they had told us we had to stay in the house. She didn't want to stay in the house. She wanted to go outside and be herself. Oh, and I forgot to say about when she was about 10, I had found porn on her phone. And that's when I found out about Pornhub.com because I never knew about Pornhub.com until then. Okay, so she would run away and be gone. That last time she was gone for 2 weeks. I don't know what happened to her when she was out there for them 2 weeks. But that time, something happened because she wanted to come back home. And then I was like, no, stay out there. That's where you want to be, stay out there. So it was another person in our life that was talking to me and trying to convince me to let her come back. But I had went through this with her 10 times. The police knew my address. They knew her name. They knew my family because they had been to my house so many times from different things with these kids. They knew us. They knew the house. The kids would get into fights at school. They would always be chased home from different people. And it was just pure chaos. When I tell you I got anxiety so bad I had to start taking medication, that's how chaotic it was. But yeah, that's the story of her and her running away. So, let me get back to the rest of them. They would have kids chasing them home from school. They would just be starting stuff in school. And it would just be chaotic. But of course, me being the strong black mother that I am, because if I know how to do one thing, it's be a mother, because I've been raising kids since I was 15 years old. I had my first son at 15. So me being the strong mother that I am, I just took it on the chin, took it like a champ, and went through it, and still loved, took her back, raised her, tried to teach her, your reputation is everything. You can't be out here with these boys doing all kind of stuff, running away from home, spending the night at their house, and keep a good reputation. The one boy house she was at, she almost got shot because she snuck in the boy's house. His father didn't know she was in there. The father came in there with a gun and was about to shoot her until he saw who it was. And he recognized her because she went with his son at the time. But his son was out of town, and she had snuck in their house and was about to get shot. But anyway, like I said, adoption is not for the weak. So next time, tune in for more episodes of my struggle as an adoptive parent. See you next time.